Imagine 50,000 of Rome's most disciplined, brutal legionnaires marching across a dusty plain, completely unstoppable. The earth literally shakes beneath their sandals. Now, imagine they are being watched from 3 miles away by a single hidden battalion of modern military snipers. No tanks, no airstrikes, just high-caliber bolt-action rifles, thermal optics, and absolute terrifying silence. What happens when the greatest empire in human history faces an enemy they cannot see, cannot hear, and cannot fight back against? This is the reality of the ultimate clash of eras, and it is a bloodbath of pure psychological horror. The Roman military machine won its empire through tight shield formations, savage close-quarters combat, and absolute psychological dominance over its enemies. They expected an enemy that would scream, charge, and bleed face-to-face in the mud. But as the legions advance into this quiet valley, the entire playbook of ancient warfare is rendered completely useless. At 2,000 yards out, far beyond the vision of any Roman scout, and triple the maximum distance of any Roman archer, the first shot is fired. There is no loud roar of a cannon, no warning, just a distant supersonic snap cutting through the cold wind. Instantly, the lead centurion's iron helmet explodes into a cloud of red and silver fragments. He drops dead into the dirt before his men even hear the faint echo of the rifle shot. The flawless marching line falters. Confusion ripples through the ranks. Another snap. Another commander falls. Then another. Panic sets in within minutes. The Romans frantically pull up their massive iron-rimmed wooden shields, locking them together to form the famous, impenetrable testudo wall.
Move forward.
For centuries, this shield wall protected them from thousands of incoming barbarian arrows.
Charge.
But a modern armor-piercing .50 caliber round travels at nearly 3,000 feet per second. It doesn't bounce off bronze. It punches through wood, leather, and heavy iron plating like wet tissue paper. Soldiers are dropping dead deep inside the tightest formations, pierced by a kinetic force they don't understand, coming from a direction they cannot find. To the Roman mind, this isn't warfare. This is the wrath of invisible, angry gods raining down from the heavens. By hour 2, the Roman army is fighting a war against ghosts. They fire thousands of arrows blindly into the empty, foggy forest on the mountain ridge, hitting nothing but trees. They execute desperate, aggressive cavalry charges into open fields, only for the horses to be torn apart by high-velocity lead before they even close half the distance. Their massive, towering wooden siege towers, built to terrify cities, are struck by incendiary rounds, instantly bursting into raging pillars of uncontrollable fire. By nightfall, the legendary Roman discipline completely shatters into dust. Inside the camp, the atmosphere is suffocatingly dark. Roman generals stand around map tables by candlelight, paralyzed by an absolute freezing confusion. How do you plan a counterattack when your highest-ranking officers are being systematically eliminated? Shot cleanly through the skull the exact second they step outside a tent? You cannot flank an enemy you cannot see. You cannot negotiate with a phantom. The invincible Roman war machine is reduced to mass, screaming chaos. The dark woods surrounding the camp feel alive with death. Men begin to whisper that the ridge lines are haunted by the spirits of the underworld. In the dead of night, the breaking point arrives. Warriors who conquered empires discard their shields, drop their gladius swords, and flee blindly into the dark forest, completely broken by the sheer psychological terror of the unseen. History's most terrifying empire didn't fall to a larger army on that day. It fell to an enemy that mastered the art of the ghost. 50,000 men, conquered by absolute silence and a single, perfect crosshair.